Hello everyone. Myself Paul Augustine from Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Rajagiri School of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to deal with the subject Sustainable Engineering MCN 201. In today's section we can discuss about module 2 and the topic carbon credits. In today's lecture we are going to discuss the topics carbon credits, carbon trading and carbon footprint. Carbon credits, a permit which allows a country or organization to produce a certain amount of carbon emissions and which can be traded if the full allowance is not used. This is known as carbon credit. To mitigate the growth in concentrations of greenhouse gases. So the term mitigate means making something less severe. One carbon credit is equal to 1 ton of carbon dioxide. The goal is to allow market mechanisms to drive industrial and commercial processes. Buyers and sellers can also use an exchange platform to trade, which is like a stock exchange for carbon credits. Kyoto's flexible mechanisms. So, a tradable credit can be an emissions allowance, and the trading allowance that is given by Kyoto Compliant Cap and Trading Scheme, and the authority is given based on the auction or given as allocation. Auction means the bidder who is coming with the largest amount of money is given the chance. It can be an offset of emissions. Under joint implementation, a developed country with relatively high cost of domestic greenhouse reduction would set up a project in another developed country. Under the Clean Development Mechanism, a developed country can sponsor a greenhouse gas reduction project in a developing country. And under international emissions trading, that is in short IET, countries can trade in the international carbon credit market to cover their shortfall in assigned amount of units. So the diagram shows India is the fourth largest emitter of carbon dioxide, and in 2017 it was 4.6 percentage, and Japan accounts for 4 percentage, Russian Federation 5 percentage, India 7 percentage, EU based countries 9 percentage, United States 15 percentage, and China 30 percentage, and other countries constitute 30 percentage of carbon dioxide emission. European Union Emissions Trading Scheme, that is the world's largest market, presently operating in around 35 countries. Predicted growth of 3.1 trillion US dollars by 2020. Developed countries has to spend $300 to 500 for 1 ton of carbon reduction. Developing countries $10 to 25. One carbon credit equal to 13 euro. India's greenhouse gases emission is below the offset. Copenhagen Agreement focus on CDM, Clean Development Method for developing countries. Presently, the emission future is uncertain. US ratified the protocol. Protocol means some set of rules. US has ratified. China not required to reduce emission. Canada, Russia, Japan not agreed to take necessary steps. Carbon credits and carbon trading. So the countries, those who are having carbon credits can sell the carbon, and the other countries who need the carbon can trade the carbon based on the agreement. So Kyoto Protocol we have already seen, it is generated by United Nations. So reduction of emissions of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, etc. To achieve the targets, we have two mechanisms. Emission trading. A country that stays within the greenhouse gas emissions target can sell the surplus allowances to other country, that is in large quantities of carbon surplus, meaning clean development mechanism creates carbon credits called certified emission reduction. So this diagram shows an exchange of carbon, and from one side we can sell the carbon based on the carbon credit, and some other side they can purchase the carbon, and here auctions and sales by mutual agreement will be given, and highest bidder will be given the chance of purchase. Transactions among emitters and participants. So on both sides we have real greenhouse gas emissions, and if the amount of greenhouse gases is large, they can sell, and for a country to develop something out of the gases or carbon, they can purchase the carbon as well. CDM stands for Clean Development Mechanism, has two purposes: assist developing nations to achieve sustainable development, assist developed nations to comply with emission limitations and greenhouse gas reduction commitments. Joint implementation. Any Annex 1 country can invest in any other Annex 1 country as an alternative for reducing emissions. The emission reductions generated by these flexible mechanisms are collectively referred to as carbon credits. Carbon credits. Greenhouse gases are the key contributors to climate change. We have already studied about greenhouse gases and global warming, etc. Carbon credit or carbon offset is a financial unit of measurement that represents the removal of 1 ton of carbon dioxide equivalent from the atmosphere. Where do carbon credits come from? Greenhouse gas emission reduction projects, replacing use of conventional fossil fuels, reducing use of fossil fuels through energy efficiency, capturing and storing already released carbon in trees and other plants. These are some of the platforms from where we get carbon credits. Some other points related to carbon credits: determined tradable quantity of greenhouse gas emissions, permit to emit 1 metric ton of carbon dioxide. Carbon credits create a market for reducing greenhouse emissions, makes emissions a tradable commodity, such that one country can trade if it has surplus amounts to another country. Credits can be used to finance carbon reduction schemes between the trading partners around the world. A central authority fixes a limit to the amount of pollutant that can be transmitted into the environment. This permit or credit license to emit a fixed amount of pollutant to the atmosphere. Carbon footprint. It originated from ecological footprint. It's developed by Reel and Wacker-Nagel in 1990. Direct measure of emission of gases that cause climate change from unsustainable fuels. Total measure of carbon dioxide emissions contains mainly two parts: primary footprint and secondary footprint. In the case of primary footprint, measure of our direct emission of the carbon dioxide. In secondary footprint, measure of indirect emission of carbon dioxide. Helps to measure the human impact in the environment for the carbon footprint. Factors affecting footprint. Population is one of the major factors. If the population increases, footprint also increases. Energy efficiency leads to less emissions. Energy structure. Amount of carbon emission is closely related to the source of energy. For example, natural gas has lowest emission compared to coal, petrol, diesel, etc. Type of economic development. Labor-intensive form of economic development gives greater amount of emissions. How to reduce carbon footprint? Making use of 3R concept: reduce, reuse, recycle, drive less, walk more, use less number of air conditioners, carpooling. So we can share a car when we are driving to a common area or common place. Animal sources of protein, heavily processed and packed foods, replacing traditional bulbs with LED bulbs, planting more trees, use renewable sources of energy, for example, solar energy, wind energy, etc., throwing out of foods and waste, reduction of carbon footprint at home, products with energy label, use LED, reduction carbon footprint from food, use locally produced organic foods, so that will make us more healthy also, reduction of carbon footprint from travel, legal provisions for environment protection in India. Some of the important legislations for environment protection are as follows. The National Green Tribunal Act of 2010. So it is to provide for the establishment of a national green tribunal for the effective and disposal of cases relating to environmental protection, and it means conservation of forest, other natural resources including environment, of any legal right relating to environment, and giving relief and compensation for any other misuse activities. The second act is Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. So it is for prevention of air pollution and control of air pollution. The third, the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. So to control the activities related to pollution of water. The Environment Protection Act of 1986. The purpose of the act is to implement the decisions of United Nations Conference on the Human Environment, so that leads to protection and improvement of human environment and prevention of human health hazards, as well as the hazards that occur to other living creatures also. The hazardous waste management regulations. So the hazardous things that are related to waste management. So the issues, the things that are related to waste management comes under this act. 7 principles of environment. Nature knows best. Second one, all forms of life are important. Third one, everything is connected to everything else. Fourth one, everything changes. Fifth one, everything must go somewhere. Sixth one, ours is a finite earth. Seventh one, nature is beautiful and we are stewards of God's creation. Hope that you have got a clear idea about carbon credits, how to purchase the carbon, how to sell the carbon, the agreements between different countries, how the bidding occurs, then carbon footprint, how to minimize the carbon footprint, how to prevent the health hazards that occurs to human health and other living creatures, animals as well as plants. Then all the protection, environment protection acts, different acts we have gone through. So we must think wisely and act wisely to minimize the carbon footprint, other emission of greenhouse gases, etc. Thank you.